I've had a lot of first-time clients come up to me and say that the scale is their greatest enemy. Now, I think that should be flipped, especially with this particular scale, is your scale should be your greatest motivator. Now, with this scale, not just measuring your weight, it measures the stuff that matters most, your water weight, your water consumption, your protein synthesis, your BMI, all of that kind of stuff. With this scale measuring all of those specifics, it makes a huge difference, and it causes it to be such a great motivator. You can look at your body fat percentage drop weekly, sometimes even daily, just by using something like this scale, versus just hopping on an ordinary scale that just measures your weight. Now, I can see that being frustrating because you hop on there and you think you want to lose weight, but you gain muscle and you end up gaining weight. And that's a huge difference, because if you gain muscle, you will end up probably gaining a little bit of weight. So gaining muscle will ultimately gain you lbs, it'll gain you pounds. Now with this scale, you can actually measure that you are gaining muscle and losing body fat. That's more important than just losing those lbs. As far as my final review for this scale, the pros and cons. Pros, it measures and it does a ton. It could be as simple as you want it to be, and it could be as complex as you want it to be. And you can do a full family, you can do a full group of people using this scale and using it as a motivator. The cons, honestly, I can't think of any cons. I looked up other prices of other scales. Everything is very similar, and or actually I actually trained some people on a scale that's a lot more expensive, and it does pretty much the same exact thing. So there's a lot of pros with no cons, and I highly recommend getting this scale and using it as your great motivator. Let me know if you have any questions, and if you want to purchase the scale, check it out in my description below. I have a link right there. It'll get you, I believe it'll get you 20% off, and it'll also help me in the channel. So if you're gonna buy the scale, please use the link and it'll help me out a ton. Keep on rocking, you guys. I'm proud of you. Keep working hard, and let me know how it goes. All right, you guys, so checking in on the Eros body fat scale, the weight scale. This is day 2, and I just went through and checked my stats on it. It is pretty darn accurate and pretty darn awesome, and I'm very pleased to see all the stuff that you can do. You can scroll through it and check your body weight. You can set a body weight goal. You can set your body fat goal, which I just did in this video. I set a body fat goal to get below 10% again. Now, here's the tricky thing with body fat. If you are checking your body fat, you want to make sure that you check it at the same time every time. And that goes for the weight as well. But with your body fat percentage, you want to do it first thing in the morning after you get everything out. So after you guys go to the bathroom, you don't want any of extra water weight or anything in your system for this bioelectrical impedance check for your body fat, because that kind of throws it off just a little bit. If you have everything flushed out and then you check your body fat, you'll get the most accurate results. So try to do this scale every morning when you wake up. That'd be my advice. It's very accurate throughout the rest of the day, but most accurate in the morning. And that goes for any scale as well, not just this scale. After day 2, this is pretty darn awesome. I'm gonna come back and check in on another day. All right, so check it out. This is day 4, I believe, of after stepping on the scale from the very first day on July 25th, as you can see on the app itself. So it's kind of cool how it says from July 25th, and you can see that and how much you guys have dropped, or how much I have dropped or gained in specific categories. And according to this, I have lost weight from July 25th, but I have gained from the last time, I believe, of my last check-in. And body fat percentage is pretty much the same. You can also go and check out the calendar and reflect back on certain calendar days, because everything is saved, which is pretty darn cool. So everything is saved in the different calendars here. And a couple things added to this that I have farted around, checked out while you guys are, while I'm walking through this completely blindly, is you can see BMI. BMI is something that's very controversial for somebody who works out frequently. And for the BMI, I have been everywhere from overweight to obese. And it's largely because of usually with how active I am, and usually muscle mass, because you're supposed to be a certain height and a certain weight. And if you're not that, then you're considered overweight, etc. So BMI is not the best marker for what you guys should be looking for, especially as you increase your activity. So if it says overweight, don't count on that, okay? You want to look at the body fat percentage, you want to look at your weight, you want to look at your decreases, your increases, and so on that. A couple other things to point out is your body water. You want to make sure you have a good high percentage, a high content of water with this as well. And it's kind of cool that it tracks this and your muscle mass, your bone density, all of that kind of stuff. So far, this thing is very specific and very detailed, and I definitely would recommend this for people who are serious about monitoring, tracking, and losing their body fat and or losing or gaining weight as well.